Thanks for joining us. I'm Barry Farber, and my guest is known for his portrayals of Freddie Boom Boom Washington on the hit TV series Welcome Back, Kotter, and Joe Jackson in the miniseries The Jacksons, An American Dream. It's great. It's a pleasure.
What's happening, Barry?
Look at
Barry,
you, man.
Larry,
You're working
Larry,
out.
Barry,
Look at
Barry,
the size
Larry.
of those arms. Let's
you know, let's get a close up here.
Get a close up of those arms. You look great. You look the same. Seriously, you really do.
People say that, and I wonder. I think I look a little bit different. You know, you fill out a little bit, you get a little older. You know how that goes. But I'm cool, man.
You are. You are. You didn't mind me doing that Mr. Carter stuff. I know you did.
No, you can do it.
You're not gonna do that.
I ain't doing it, man.
Tell me when you grew up, you know, because before Welcome Back, Kotter, doing a lot of reading about your background, you were doing.
I grew up in New York City. I was born and raised in New York City. I have there's 9 kids in my family. You know, I'm gonna name everybody now. There's Richard, Rodney, Eddie, Louise, Karen, Delois, Raymond, and Oliver, and Larry. Man. You know, so there's 9 kids, and we grew up in New York City in the projects. And in the hood, you know, kind of a thing. But it was a different era, you know. I was born in '53, so, you know, I came up through the '50s and the '60s where a lot of transition was starting to happen. People were still very traditional, and you didn't date a girl. You, excuse me, you would court the girl. So that was still in the edges there, and everybody still had a great sense of community back then. And of course, the transition in the '60s with the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, Abby Hoffman, the Kennedy administration, all that stuff influenced everybody quite a bit.
You were 14 when you first started acting,
right?
I mean, and you were doing everything from, you know, you were a prop man, set builder,
I was
graphic
peace
artist.
Marches also too, man. I was 14 in peace marches, going, hell no, we ain't gonna go to the war. I was tripping, man, without my luggage.
How did that prepare you for Welcome Back, Kotter? I mean, was that your first big? That was the success that brought you to a level. But
that's the one that probably stuck out the most. You know, I've been an actor for a long time, up until, I mean, not a very long time, but by the time Welcome Back, Kotter came out, I was almost 7 years in the game. You know, and things just come along. You know, they come along the way that they do. So my lifestyle, in Kotter, a lot of the character I played was a lot of people. It was parts of my brother Eddie, my friend Dwayne, my friend Bernard. I just fused them together. And eventually it developed into what became Freddie Boom Boom talking like that. You believe only grown man talking like that? But that's what it became.
Is there anything that sticks in your mind of what was the biggest lesson you learned from being on that show?
You know what? That we became a family. To be honest, you know, till this day I'm very close with all the guys, and you know, Gabe on down, Ron, Bobby, excuse me, whoever, you know, and that never left. And I often wonder, we did the show for 4 years, and I wonder if we would have gone for 5 years, would it have changed, you know? But now, you know, I saw Ron a couple of days ago, and I saw John just about a month or so ago, all of them actually. And the minute we get together, John I was on a set in Paramount, and Travolta was shooting, and he had no idea. I hadn't seen him in a long time. He had no idea I was there.
Right.
And he was off on the side, and he's getting his makeup and all that, and he's being, you know, the superstar or whatever. You know, and he looks over and he sees me, goes, yeah, it's Jacobs. You know, he just goes right into our little silly thing. Right. So we never lose it. You know?
That's great. That's good. Family's important, really.
Especially it is, to me, that is the
brothers
key.
And sisters, too. I mean, that must have been...
Absolutely. It's about family to me. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Is there any less people out there? You know, you're an actor. One thing I really was impressed with your portrayal of Joe Jackson. I mean, you had people hating you. Right? And you even said
I like that guy.
Your brother gave you a good compliment. He said he actually hated you. Now how did you prepare for that?
You know, I use my own family a little bit. You know, I have a large family like the Jacksons. They have 9 kids. There's 9 of us. My father was not as stern as Joe was, you know, and I don't even think I took it as far as Joe really is. But I mean, I took it pretty far. But I just patterned it that way. I tell you, it was a trip when they first went into costuming, and they put me in the hat and the coat back in the 40s and the 50s. I was like, oh wow! I turned into my father. It flipped me out because I looked like my dad, you know. Right. But to prepare for it, you know, common sense, you know, and understanding. This is what I did all through my script. I said, because people think Joe is this tyrant or this ogre kind of a man, and he may have those qualities, but he did it because it was his version of a tough love. So all through my script, whenever they went through the transitional scenes of the different ages I played, I would say at the top, I love my kids for this reason. I do this for I left a note for myself all the way. And that's how I was able to understand that whatever he did, he was doing for them. But it became obsessive,
right? You
know, and over the top.
A little beyond, right? But you even said that you spent like, what, 45 minutes, an hour of deep conversation.
Well, Jermaine Jackson was one of the producers on the show, but when I first wanted to know a little bit about his dad, and I've known Jermaine for years, but he was always very quiet. He doesn't talk much. And I asked him about his father, man, and he didn't come up for air for a long time. And he laid it out, and I wrote notes
like crazy.
I gave them to Angela Bassett, because she came in on the shoot 3 days later. I said, man, this might be helpful, man. Check this stuff out.
That's great. That's great. So preparation is key, by the way. You had a lot of that before. The people sometimes think you get lucky. Yeah, he got on the set, boom, Welcome Back, Kotter.
But that's life. Life is preparation, you know. Right. And we should think about that. We think about young people today. A lot of young people feel directionless, or they feel like they don't have any hope, or there's nothing to look up to. That's just a reality, you know. So using the axiom of maybe saying show business or a role that I'm playing, it's a discipline of life that we have to understand that, you know, there's a progression to getting to a point.
Good point. When we return, Lawrence's slow period, and how he orchestrated a return into acting. We'll be right back. Don't go away.